Alright Keira, so this is your first go at a foundation tier paper. You will notice that it is a bit different in style to the higher tier ones, and hopefully you will get used to them quite quickly. You're predicting a mark of 37. You need about 60 to be guaranteed of a C, but we got plenty of time to get you from where you think you are to where you need to be. But this will give me a good idea of where you are starting from. So that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, so for these ones that you've left out, they are all questions that you should be able to do. So once you've finished watching this video, go onto the class page and have a watch of me working through these questions, because there's something that you need to be able to get your head around. Same with that. Cone, that's not a hexagon. A hexagon has got 6 sides. This has got 8 sides, which is an octagon. That's not a prism, it's a pyramid. Diameter, tangent, and that's known as a chord, which is a line that goes through the circle but not through the center. So you've got 1 there and 2 there. 5 for that page. Okay, you've got 1 line of symmetry there, but there's also a line of symmetry through the other 2 diamond shapes as well. So you're not going to get any marks for that. And with this one, that line is a line of symmetry, and there is a line of symmetry going that way as well. But there are no lines of symmetry on the diagonals because of these arrow shapes here. If you imagine, if that's a line of symmetry, so you put your mirror there and that arrow would reflect over there, and as you can see it's not there, and similarly that one there. So there's no marks that you've earned there. Perimeter is something that again you need to become familiar with. It's basically how far do you travel if you walk around the outside of that entire shape. So there you can see you're going 10, add 2, so that's that one and that one, add a 10, add a 2, add a 10, add a 2, add a 10 to get to there. Now then you need to know what that length is there. Now if it's 10 from there to there, and that's 2 and that's 2, that distance must be 6. So we're going to add a 6 and then a 10 and then a 2. So I've marked off to show that I've gone around each line, and then you've just got to add those together. For the area of a rectangle you should know is length times width, so that rectangle is going to be 20, and then you've got 3 identical ones, so that would be 20 and that would be 20. So the total area would be 60. And then the unit, there's a specific mark here for your units. The units that we're measuring as centimeters, and area are always the units squared. So you should be able to get full marks on that paper, that particular question, or that page in the questions there. Take a look how I work through that. Again, that is fairly low level maths that you need to be doing with that. That's right, that's good. Right, so with this one, the first thing you have to do is to work out what each little square is worth. So you're going from 0 to 5 in 10 little squares. So each square is worth 0.5. So if you're going across 13, 4.6, one little square down is 4.5, so just above there. 12.4 would be 10, 10.5, 11, 11.5, 12, 12.5, it would be further up. 60, 21.2, that's more or less in the right place, a little bit higher. Then you would join those up with a line, with a ruler, and that would give you your conversion line. can use that then to read off. 40 kilometers per litre, here's your kilometers per litre axis, and it doesn't go up to 40. So what you have to do is scale up from what you can read. So I can read 20 off this graph, and then if I double that, it'll give me 40. So reading down, again in an exam you use a ruler, it's 57. So 20 gives me 57. So 40, I'd have to double to give me 114. So 50 lots of 320 would give you how much money the game earns by everybody paying. But it's easier if you think 50p is half a pound, then that would be 0.5 times 320 is 160 pound. That's how much the game earns. Then you'd have to use the probabilities from the table in the previous page to work out what profit is made. So take a look at how I explain that on the video clip. 66 is that angle there. This shape is an isosceles triangle, which means that these two angles are the same. So those are both 66. Take them away from 180, it gives you x. So you've got one mark there for taking 114 from 180. With this one, first of all you need to work out what that angle is by taking that away from 180, and then you add those three values up and take it away from 360 for the inside shape. So that's wrong there, and the angle property that would give you a mark would be 360 take away that work. So again, that's something that you learn fairly quickly, but you don't know at the moment. That's a tricky one. We will be practicing those in class, but if you take a look at the video clip, see if it helps. And on yours, that isn't 2,600 because these are going up in 200s. Yeah, you go in 2,000 in 10 jumps, 200. So that's 3,200 on your graph. So 4 marks there. Well done, that one's right. Have a look at my solution for that. But again, that's something that we will practice. Now, what you haven't done is pick up the fact that the tables are joined, and that will have a difference. Just checking to see if there's any marks. For what you've done. No. So 21 tables. What you've missed out for the way that the tables are set out, if there's one table, you'd have 3 that side, 3 that side, and 1 either side. But when you have 2 tables, you miss out the seats in the middle because they're joined together. So you would have, so every time you add a table, you're adding 6 seats rather than 8 because of that join in the middle. So your strategy is right, what you're trying to do, but then you've misunderstood from there. So again, take a look at how I work through those on the video solution. Well, I think you've done better than 37. 7, 12, 17, 18, 19, 23, 27. No, actually, sorry, you haven't done better than that, you've done worse than that. So 27 is a F. It's a grade F. You are 9 marks, 10 marks off an E. But lots of that is because you're unfamiliar with the style of the questions. You will definitely get a lot better at those easier questions the first half of that paper. So it gives us a starting point, but don't panic about how low that mark is.